Our world in this country is burning. If what's happening right now is heavy for you, if you are feeling everything deeply, if consuming the news is impacting your nervous system, if you've been questioning whether you're doing enough, or if you're just not sure of where to place your energy, this is for you. We always begin with gratitude. So I want to thank you for being here and let you know that I'm very honored to have your energy and your presence here. Peace. I am LA. In this video, I'm going to share a really brief story about my complicated relationship with the news, the role of empathy, give you some ideas for some ways that you can show up right now that honor your capacity. I encourage you to read my latest article, which is the companion article for this video. It is called I Don't Know What to Do About the World Right Now. I go a lot more in depth in that article just about my complicated relationship with the news and this world suffering, and just some reflections that I am sitting with as I continue to explore my role in what's unfolding. Story time. During the pandemic, before I knew I was an empath or a highly sensitive person, I remember the murder of George Floyd. I consumed more news during the pandemic than I probably have in my entire life, and that was to my detriment. During the pandemic is when I set the boundary and made the decision that consuming the news was not healthy for me and it was not supportive for my nervous system. I remember learning about the murder of George Floyd and how immersed I was, not just in the news, but also in conversations with folks around what happened to him on top of what we were already dealing with and managing with the pandemic itself. And I remember getting physically sick. Not only that, I was not sleeping well, I was having nightmares, and I heard George Floyd's voice in my head screaming for his mother for months after that. And it was then that I decided that my role is not to be consumed with the news and to be as informed as possible. If you are sensitive and you feel things very deeply, it's really important that you honor your capacity and don't allow guilt or even other folks telling you what you need to do and how you need to show up cause you to betray yourself or put yourself in a situation that is not safe or doesn't feel good for your body, for your nervous system. If I were to fully immerse myself in the news and prioritize being informed in a way that I am constantly consuming the news, I would not be able to function properly. I would not be well. I would not be healthy. And I don't need anyone else to co-sign that or to agree with me on that, because I have previously had experiences where consuming the news made me sick. It made me feel unwell in my body and in my spirit. Full transparency, I have also felt some guilt around that. I used to feel stupid for not watching the news every day. I used to feel like I was not informed enough, that I was not being a good citizen. I am learning to check in with myself around what my capacity is rather than thinking about obligation and what I feel like I have to do. And that obligation is a lot of times shaped by what other people are doing or what other people think I should be doing, rather than what I have the bandwidth and the capacity to do. Your caring and your support in the ways that you show up right now don't have to be loud. And I want to be clear that I am not encouraging silence, because I think silence can signal complicity. I want to share with you some ways that you can show up right now. And these are just a few of many ideas. Some folks are marching, some are protesting. You can also donate if your resources align. If watching the news and gathering data and information feels good for you, you can also help to spread information. Some other folks are resting and modeling what it looks like to have a healthy rest practice, and remembering that if you don't have the capacity, it's okay to rest. You can also help to heal a lot of the hurt that's happening right now by sharing your art. If you are not aware of this or have not seen my previous video about this, well, I am currently unhoused, and I am navigating and holding a lot right now. So my priority right now is my well-being. That means my capacity is limited in terms of what I can offer and how I can show up externally. I am finding a lot of meaning in making these videos and in continuing to write, creating other art and sharing that art with the world, because creating is one of the ways that I am taking care of myself right now. Care that is sustainable is care. And being informed right now does not have to mean betraying yourself or going beyond your capacity. This video came from a place of empathy, of deep care, and from someone who sometimes gets really overwhelmed with the suffering of this world because it is ongoing. I hope that something I shared here resonated with you, in that you can find your place in everything that's unfolding. Give yourself permission to release any judgment from others about how you are showing up. I end each of my videos with a prompt for journaling or reflection. And the prompt for today's video is, what does showing up without abandoning yourself look like right now? And now for the Reconnect roundup. I encourage you to read the companion article for this video, which is titled, I Don't Know What to Do About the World Right Now. I posted that in the community section. And lastly, I invite you to enter the sacred portal, Reflections from Inside the Portal, which is a new series where you can walk with me during my 21-day water fast. That is also linked down below, and you can find it in the playlist section. Well, that is all that I have for y'all for today. I look forward to connecting with y'all again soon. But in the meantime, I'm sending you peace and love and light as we continue to collectively navigate so much uncertainty. Peace.